Hello, everybody. We're here this evening with this lady by the name of Lori Nicely. And that name, I hope I said your name correctly.
Yes.
All right. And I met her on the roundtable about 3 weeks ago. It's the Urban Influencer Roundtable. And she had this beautiful smile the whole time we was on the roundtable. And then I said, I want to get to know this person and see what this person is all about. Uh, she has a lot of accolades. I'm talking about she's a composer and she's a pianist and she's a songwriter and she is a producer.
Yeah.
But before we get to know all of that, we're going to get to know a little bit more about her and how she operates and how she ticks. And we're on this podcast, on this radio interview. It's called We're Just Talking. And it is hosted by the best. The best, we have a whole lot of things. See, Larry, a lot of times I forget to do this part. I get in a lot of trouble because I don't tell what's going on.
Right.
But it's hosted by the best. We have the best awards. We have the best music award show that's coming up in 2027.
Awesome.
We have a whole lot of stuff. And we also have two radio stations. We have one called KC Gospel Grooves. We play music you love to hear. And then we're coming out with a new radio station called KC Go Radio. And so we're launching that on August the 1st of this year. So we're just so excited about everything. And we're just so excited to have you here with us tonight. And tell us where you're from and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Kyle. Thank you for inviting me. And I really appreciate sharing this evening with you. And so a little bit about myself. So I'm originally from Virginia. So I like to say I'm a Southern girl at heart. I know that you're from Texas, right? You didn't move to Texas. You're from Texas? Or?
I'm from Texas.
Okay, so you're from Texas.
Yes.
I'm from Virginia. You know what it is to have the Southernness, in your heart and your soul. And so I consider myself a Southern girl.
Okay.
And I just grew up in the rural part of the state, loved it, but moved, further north for, career opportunities and things like that. So I'm just right outside of Washington, D.C. in the northwestern suburbs. So
okay. So I heard you say Southern girl.
Yes.
And I know Southern people, they love their good cooking. Do you like cooking? Because I love to cook.
Yeah, of the things that I inherited from my mother, that was not one of them. And the areas of interest that I inherited from her, because she's also very creative. She was musical. She didn't play any instruments, but she would sing and stuff like that. And she was very creative and she was very funny. She was very comical. It was like growing up with Carol Burnett as your mother. I mean, she's just always funny. But yeah, I remember being little and watching her cook and being into the food and all of that. But as far as wanting to make it, so it's like, for me, it's more of, as an adult, it's more of simple, healthy recipes. I don't eat like how I grew up now, as a Southern, just all the fried food, the meat and all of that. Like I'm vegetarian now, working towards veganism, because I love animals. That's something near and dear to my heart are animals. And so yeah, so it's different, but I feel like it's better. It's more freeing for me. I feel like when I did eat meat, I was kind of like, I don't know if do you eat meat? I'm presuming.
Yes. You don't see this big old fat face. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables as well.
Yeah, no, that's great.
My refrigerator is full of watermelon. It is full of. I bet you this. I bet you one penny that you have never ever heard of purple hull peas.
That's correct. I have never heard of that, but it sounds delicious. And if it's a Southern staple that I don't know about, I need to learn about it. Okay. So tell me what it is.
Purple hull pea is just like, you have black eyed peas.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of cream peas?
Cream?
Uh-huh.
CREAM. Cream.
Yes. Cream peas.
It's not like creamed corn. It's
No.
not. It's okay. Then
Well,
no.
that's all this Texas stuff that we eat down here.
Okay.
And
okay.
So usually other people from other states, they never heard of, a lot of times they heard of cream peas, but they never heard of purple hull peas.
No.
And they are the best peas that you can get.
So is it like a recipe or is it just a type of pea?
It's just like if you go to the store and you get peas to shell. And
okay.
They call purple hull peas.
I'm going to have to look for those in the store and see if they even sell them. If they sell them up here. Yeah. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that.
Okay. Yes, they very tasty.
I'm sure they are. There's not a vegetable that I don't like. I've never met a vegetable I didn't like. Okay. So I'm sure
I like a lot of vegetables, but some I can do, the squash and zucchini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. But you talk about greens and you talk about artichokes and stuff like that, and I can relate to that.
Oh yeah, I love collard greens.
Yes.
Growing up, I had a lot of green beans. Not as an adult much of a green bean fan, but I've stuck with like the spinach, collard greens, Brussels sprouts. Do you like Brussels sprouts?
Yes, I love Brussels sprouts. Yes, ma'am.
And asparagus and
spinach,
fresh spinach, cooked spinach, all of the, and broccoli. Oh, I love broccoli. And that's like a super healthy food. Well, all of these are. Do you like broccoli?
Yes, broccoli is one of my favorites. I don't cook it, but I love to eat it.
Eat it, yeah.
And I love baby carrots.
And baby carrots.
Yes.
And baby carrots, absolutely.
Yes. And so since we're talking about all this nutritious stuff, and I like to exercise, but it don't look like it. Now you're a smaller frame than I am. So do you exercise or do all that type of stuff?
Do I exercise?
Yes,
What counts as exercise? I walk my dogs, and they're not teeny tiny dogs. They're big dogs, and they pull. So it's kind of like, getting a workout with. Do you remember what a Nordic track? Do you remember that? The Nordic track where you pull the things?
Yes.
So I get a Nordic track workout walking my dogs.
Okay. Now what kind of dogs do you have, since you say you have the big ones?
Two. They're mixes. They're shelter dogs, rescue dogs. One is like he's a hound. He's a Treen Walker Coonhound mix.
Okay.
And he's beautiful. He looks like a piece of artwork. He's beautiful. And he's got like ears down to here, and he's black and tan and white, and has like looks like somebody painted a stripe, like white stripe down on his snout. He's gorgeous.
Right. And I see you in love with him.
Yeah. And Hope, she's like a shepherd husky mix.
Okay.
But she's sort of on the petite side, because you think of a German shepherd and a husky being huge dogs. But she's very strong. She's like smaller than that, but she's very strong and she's very agile. She can jump straight up, like how a cat can just jump straight up and land on a table.
Uh-huh.
She can do that.
Okay.
And she's a dog, like backyard with the patio furniture. She'll jump straight up in the air, land on a glass patio table, and the table doesn't shake or shatter or anything. And this is like a 41-pound dog. Wow. So so that's a little bit. I've been out of the habit for a little bit, with walking them, because I've just been so busy with music and everything. But that's good for me. It's good for the dogs. Anybody out there that wants to kind of have that built into your, an excuse to get out and do things. If you need an excuse to get out and do things, if you have dogs, it'll change your life. They'll get you out in nature and with walks and activities, and because it's like being the mailman. It's like rain, sleet, or snow. You kind of have to be out, giving them
And
off.
truck drivers too.
And truck drivers too.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. It's right.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Truck drivers too. Rain, sleet, or snow. Yes. So,
Well, we're here with Miss Laurie,
Lord.
and we just talking.
Yep.
And I got that from my mother. That's the name of the podcast and radio interview. Is when me and my mother is having a conversation, she'll say, "Well, Kyle Dwayne, we're just talking," or something that I might disagree with her. She said, "I'm just talking." So that's how we got this. And so we want to thank everybody for tuning in to this podcast radio interview with Miss Laurie. And we got to know some little things about her other than her music career. And so now we're going to get into talking about what she loves to do best, and that is her music. So I'm going to start off with you being a composer, and that might not be how you want to start off, but just tell us about your music career and how you got started and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I would say how it all started. I was just really young and realized that I could recognize melodies by ear, like, and just could and could easily pick up, like my older brother played the piano. So we had a piano in the house because my older brother played the piano. And I just remember, he took lessons, he played beautifully. And I remember and I was, 4 years younger, and I would look at the sheet music, and to me, it just looked like Chinese or something. It looked foreign, and it just was like all these notes is scattered. And to me, my brain couldn't, of course, I wasn't taking lessons or anything. I didn't know, but there wasn't anything intuitive about it versus the keyboard itself. My brain tuned into the keyboard, and it was intuitive for me. Okay. So it was like I could just play. And so I just ended up teaching myself and could play by ear, and loved it, and just started playing piano at around, I don't know, maybe I taught myself around 9 years old, and then picked up, loved it, and then wanted to play trumpet. So I took up trumpet in elementary school. Mm-hmm. And of course, when you're in a school system and you're in a band, you have to learn how to read music. So I learned trumpet, learn music, but that was easy. It's one note at a time. You play the trumpets, and it's like, okay, my brain's going, okay, just one note at a time on the sheet. So it was easy for me to do. And I could also, again, I learned then I could play trumpet by ear as well. So I could read music. I could play by ear with the trumpet. Then I picked up the guitar when I was a teenager, and same thing. I think I took lessons, actually. I took guitar lessons for about 6 months, so I could just learn what the chords are, the basic chords were, and learn how to play a few things. And I could read a little bit of guitar music. Okay. But then I could play, on my own. I could play by ear. So yeah, I was playing 3 instruments growing up, and anything I could pick up, I could play it. Like I remember getting a harmonica, and I could just play it. Picked it up, could just start playing it. And then, I tell people I'm a music major that didn't major in music. So I chose not, even though that was an option at the time to major. Mm-hmm. I chose not to, because I tell everybody I just didn't want to be poor when I got out of college. And anybody that's in music, I think, understands that it's hard, to make a living and to make a good living.
So did you go into the churches and play for the churches and
yes.
things like that?
Yes, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I played as a teen. I played. I was a pianist for my church, and also played sometimes at my grandmother's church.
Okay.
And I love that. And it was in a small town in Virginia, and so they were glad. If I don't know, I know Brownsville's not a small town. So, but you're from Brownsville, or
I'm from Tyler? When we talked, I was on my way to Brownsville. That's why I said truck drivers. We drive in the rain, sleet, all of that. I'm from Tyler, Texas.
Is that a small town?
Yes. Have you ever heard of Earl Campbell?
I'm sorry, what?
Earl Campbell. Have you ever heard of him? Football player. He used to play with the Houston Oilers.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah. Okay. No, not football fan, huh?
no. I mean, I grew up. My dad watched my dad play football. Like he was in high school. He was he football, and he's like built. He looks like and so we grew up with football on Sundays in the house. So I would watch it, and I understand how the game goes and how play it and stuff like that. And but no, like it's something I dropped along the way. I don't really watch professional sports on television.
Okay.
So, but anyway, the whole small town thing, a lot of times they might be short on resources for having, pianists or whatever instrument they need, but particularly a piano and organ and stuff like that in a church in a small town. So, it didn't matter. I was a teenager. I could play. I was good, and they were glad to have me. So
Okay.
glad to do it.
Well, I can't resist from asking this question just from the piano. Did you ever get up in front of the church and you was on the guitar?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's just something that just was in my mind, and I was like, you playing all these instruments, the trumpet, and you was talking about the guitar, and so I was in, nowadays, back then we didn't have the bands in the church as far as worship leaders and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah.
but now, you have the instruments in the church. When I was growing up, you just only pretty much had the piano. But now they have the drums and the saxophone some places, and you have the guitar and all of that now.
Yeah, absolutely. There are, yes, I know of churches like from home, back home that they'll have like a full like band.
Okay.
That's common now. And then some, like I think with older populations, in the small towns and the populations are, declining if they don't have, again, the resources or the younger people coming up to do things. They might just stick with, what they have, which would be a pianist. But absolutely, I know.
All right. For the audience, it says that you was a composer.
Yes.
So if a person doesn't know what a composer is, what is a composer?
Oh, a composer is somebody who writes music, composes music. So for me, that would be just like writing music on the piano, composing it, creating, the different parts for the different instruments. Song versus songwriting, I think, is more associated with, when the lyrics come in. So if you have a song, composing is more about the instrumental. Songwriting is about making it, adding lyrics, making it into a song. I do both. And I also, for my music, I do write, for the instruments, and do the lyrics, and also perform piano on my recordings.
Okay.
So
when you have this wild thing in your mind about a song or something, you don't put it in a notepad. You go to the piano.
Yes, correct. I don't write it down. I generally, with the easiest thing to do for me is if I get an idea, I will just pick up my iPhone and record. I'll sing into it.
Okay.
And then I'll also go to the piano. It depends. Or if I'm out like walking the dogs, I've done that. And an idea has hit me while I'm walking the dogs, and I'll just pull out my phone and I'll hum the song, hum the idea.
Okay.
And then, or like the other day, something came to me and I was like, let me get on the piano, and again, I'll record it, and I'll just start to say, hey, this is what it's going to sound like. And I'll maybe talk myself through it, record, what I get, just get the basic idea down. That's all I need. And then when it comes time for me to release the next single, I will go back through my phone, for 6 months or so.
Okay.
And I'll go, okay, what was that idea I had at Christmas that I forgot about?
What was your best release single? What was that?
My best, meaning the one that I like the most, or the one that's
done all the things that you have composed.
Oh, what I like. It's hard to choose.
Okay.
I love instrumental music. I grew up on it, but now that I am working with vocalists, and I love listening to vocalists. I can't do it myself because I'm not a singer, but now that I am working with vocalists like Selena Albright, Abe LaMarca, and they're, you know, fantastic. It brings a whole another dimension to the music.
Okay.
You know, of course, nobody's going to argue with a pretty instrumental, you know, or just nobody's going to argue with like a piano solo, right? It's like that means different things to different people, but adding that extra like breath of life really is what I see it as. Adding that breath of life that that a vocalist provides to the song. I just, now that I'm working with vocalists, it feels like pulled in, like it's, you know, going to be hard to kind of go back to doing instrumentals. So I don't know.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying it's like, who doesn't want to hear a vocalist? I mean, you know what I mean? Like you hear a song.
I love it. I cannot sing, but I love music. I can't sing, but I can teach you how. I can help you sing. And
Right.
with music instruments, I can't play them, but I can help you play them better. But I just have an ear for music, and I have a love for music. But you mentioned Miss Albright,
Yeah.
and I like listening to Joe Albright.
Yeah.
And he's a very good jazz player.
Absolutely.
And how is it to work with his daughter?
Oh, she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. I mean, going back to like the reason why I chose her, it took me, I think it took approximately like 6 months to choose a vocalist for when I did my first vocals release, which was Reach Into My Heart. That was last year in 2024. I researched, like I just went into like the smooth jazz world and I thought, okay, who's doing what? And I happened to find her, like I had a list, like I had my top 5, and I went through all of them and I went through all of their songs. And if you look at my notebook, like I was taking all these notes, I kept coming back to Selena Albright. Like I went back and looked through the notebook, and every time I wrote down her name, I circled it and put a star, above everybody else, circle and put a star. And then finally I was like, I'm going to pick Selena. I'm going to reach out to her and see if she says yes. And I was so thankful that she did. She's the nicest person in the world. She's so talented. And she's so versatile. And that was one of the key reasons that I chose her, because she sings not just smooth jazz, traditional jazz, pop, soul, R&B. She covers it all. Like any kind of element that I would want brought into the song, she can do it. And even like with my most recent Come On Down, like the way she sang the bridge, I love it. And it has, to me, I hear like a gospel. I feel like there's a gospel sound to it that I didn't expect, but I love it. Like I was like just blown away. And she's very professional. She's very kind. She's very down to earth. She is obviously very talented and very giving, and she listened to my first song and she said, I love it. I love the message. And this was for Reaching to My Heart. And then she said she would do it. And then for this Come On Down, she said, yeah, I love the song. I'll do it. And so that's how we got going. And, the song's done well. It's 11 weeks. We just hit 11 weeks on Top 100, smoothjazz.com, Smooth Jazz Network, and number 6 on Urban Influencer. So
how did it make you feel?
It feels great. It feels great. And I'm getting, the song, the music, getting more recognition. I even had I've had a couple of, like not just smooth jazz, but like mix stations, like mix and R&B stations that are picking it up. And I thought, yeah, why not? I mean, because I think as a songwriter, for me, I posted that today. I was like, I saw a playlist and it had like, who was it? Oh, Vanessa Williams, like the Vanessa Williams,
Okay.
Anita Baker, it was another big name, and it was like more of a mixed R&B station. And there was Come On Down, Lori Nicely featuring Selena Albright. And I thought, yeah, I mean, for me as a songwriter, to be in the company on a, here's the last, 30, 20 minutes playlist, and I'm in there, and of course Selena, she's a fantastic vocalist, of course they're going to play the song. It just feels great. So,
Well, I'm honored to have a guy by the name of Ray Ward. I don't know if you ever heard of him before.
he sounds familiar. Ray Ward.
He has sung with Loretta Lynn. He's been with what is his name? Rance Allen. He has been with the Williams brothers, the Mighty Clouds of Joy. He done sung open for Shirley Caesar. All those big names, and guess who helps him every day now? I do, and I know with the names and all of that. You threw out some big names. Do you other than Miss Albright? Do you have anybody that you work with that's on that big celebrity type name?
Oh my gosh. Big celebrity type. Well, I don't know. I do want to shout out to all of my featured artists because I think they're incredibly talented. Selena, Abe LaMarca. I don't know if you've heard him, but
no,
he's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. Just listen to Reach Into My Heart. It's a duet with Selena Albright and Abe LaMarca. And that's another thing. I before they even came together, I just heard him separately, heard her separately. And I thought they're going to have chemistry. They're going to sound beautiful together. And they did. And that was, anyway, Eric Knight, he played saxophone.
I've heard of Eric Knight.
He's Eric Knight. He played for people like Prince and huge names, Rolling Stones, even maybe, I don't know. And then Justin Young, another saxophonist. He's like in Vegas, and he has his own residency. So, and he's been a featured saxophonist. Rachel Oliver Cobbin, who used to sing for Atlantic Star.
Okay.
She is. I don't know if you were playing Faithfully LaDonna. She's the female backing vocals.
Okay.
For Faithfully LaDonna. And, a lot of these people, my drummer, being in the DC area, we call it the DMV. Have you heard of that? The DC area being called the DMV?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
So we have, luckily in the DMV, I was able to find Mike Reed as a drummer. He's performed at the Super Bowl, at the Oscars. He's performed with Beyonce, Rihanna, I think Justin Timberlake, like a lot of huge names, and he's local. He's local. So it's great to be able to get him for a studio session. Super nice guy, super professional. And Vernon Proud, also local. He's the bass player on Faithfully LaDonna, and he's the bass player on this latest single, Come On Down. This is an incredible bass part. That's Vernon Proud. And he's played for Layla Hathaway,
okay,
Lizzo, some other people, but I'm working with musicians that are either themselves, big names, or they've toured with big names, working with big names. So
now on my radio station, and I want to say that it's Diana Ross that you've done some work for, or something of that nature. Is it
no? No, I did not do any. No, Donna Summer. Are you talking about like when I was gonna do a sampling of Donna Summer's vocals?
Yes.
Like for when I did the tribute song to her.
Yes.
Okay. For Faithfully LaDonna, it is an original music, so it's not covers. It's an original music that I wrote tribute to Donna Summer. And I happened to find, after I wrote the song, a clip of her singing She Works Hard for the Money that actually was in the same key as I wrote the song. Fit great. And actually originally wanted to have that as part of the song, but couldn't get it cleared fast enough. And it's more of that's kind of a big deal, a process of getting something licensed for, clearance for use as another artist sample, especially when you're dealing with a big name like Donna Summer. So I was naive at the time. I thought, I'll just, go to somebody I know and say, hey, Bruce Sedano, can we ask permission? And we did. And he was like, I'm sorry for even it's not that, like you said, it's Donna Summer. It's going to be expensive. There's multiple writers. It's not just, one person. And so when you get into names like that, and, you might have multiple writers and people that own different pieces of a piece of music. It's not just asking one person and boom, it's done. It's not like, I guess I'm so used to like, just network, give them a call, ask them, they'll be fine. They'll say yes. No. So anyway, but it ended up being a great song with Rachel Oliver Cobbin. I think I already had her on there anyway, but she was she was backing, but I extended her part. So I wrote more parts for her. So where Donna Summer would have been singing, Rachel's now singing, but she's fantastic. She's also very friendly. And, everybody that I've worked with has been incredibly warm and friendly. And so, yeah, it's been a fantastic experience.
Okay. And you have on here producer.
Yes.
Now, I produce some things, and they're called gospel events. I produce conferences one conference I'm trying to have in April of next year. February the 7th, I will have a Black History. This will be our third annual Black History program. And so I produce that, but I don't think that's the same type of producing that we're talking about, right?
Right. No. Yeah. So you're producing events, which is, that's a lot of work. It's a lot that goes into that. I produce my music.
Okay.
So that's what I mean about producer. I produce my music, or I've co-produced or produced fully my music. And that just means I'm, basically, coordinating all the recordings, getting all the talent, coordinating the recordings, involved with the mixing and the mastering. Now I do utilize a mix master engineer.
Okay.
Engineering's its own animal. I don't know if you've had any experience with engineering, but
I'm learning.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I really value that extra ear too. It's not just my ear that's going into it. So you working with a mixing and mastering engineer, they've got a really good ear. They've got it's tapping into a different talent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I utilize their talent with that, but we're doing the mixing and mastering. I will start with here's a rough mix. I'll hand it over to the engineer. What we'll start with. This is about with the levels, in relationship. Here's where I want the vocals versus, the bass or sax or whatever. And we'll start with that. And then they'll make it, with all of their plugins and all the magic that engineering does. And that's a whole separate talent.
I just learned that.
Yeah. So anyway, but at the end of the day, I'm the one that's saying, nope, do this, and putting it all together. So yeah.
So do you do it like in the old style where you're in a room with all these people, or do you just do what you do and you send it to them and they bring it back to you and you say, okay, this and that, and you make the changes? How do you produce your music?
So if with rhythm section, it's always local. So the rhythm section, like with Mike Reed, with Vernon Prout, so we were all local to each other. So we just met up in Baltimore and at a really nice studio up there. And, I brought sheet music for them. All they wanted was Mike Reed, I don't know if he needed any, because he's a drummer. I gave him a sample, of what the drum should be. With Vernon, I gave him the chords, here are the chords. I wrote out all the chords and gave them the sheet music, and meet in the studio. And I spent the day. We knocked out 3 songs in a day. And so that's old fashioned. We were all there together. Now I had already written the piano part because I want to get that first. It sounds backwards, the piano's done first because I do the song first. And then it's kind of backtracking okay, I've done the piano, here it is. And then I've done it to some sort of click track. But you're working with somebody professional, everybody you work with is phenomenal. They're very talented. So it's not okay, for them, it's okay, yes, they're listening to the piano track that's already been recorded and they're playing the drums. But because I record to a click track, it's already, the timing is already there. You see what I mean?
Okay.
So it's already boom, 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 boom. And then they'll play and do the bass or electric guitar. And then once I have that, then that's the rhythm section. That's the piano, guitars, bass, drums. Then that's basically the song is laid out. And what I'll do is sing, like in my phone, sing the song, has how I want the vocalist to sing it with all the inflections and all of that, and record, like, I'll type like with Selena, she'll just like, do the lyrics. So I just type out the lyrics and I'll sing it and record as I go over the lyrics and explain, if I wanted to stack her vocals or do harmonies, that kind of thing for the parts, and just walk her through it. And then they just get this video and they can hear the song. And then I'll, like, since she's in London, I can't meet with her, in person. So it's emailing, files or downloading files. And then she pulls in the files, she can hear it, she can record her part, and then she sends it back, and then I download it, and then we go from there and then mix and master.
Okay.
So
I might be wrong, but I think producing is your favorite part of this aspect. And if it's yes, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because I think it is, and if you said no, I'm gonna still tell you.
So I'd say the creative part is my favorite. I mean, there's nothing like the rush of a new song coming to your brain and to your heart, actually, and being able to sit down and start to pick it out. The producing, it's fun, it's exciting, but it's also work, getting into the studio, and you're paying for studio time, you're paying for the musicians, and it's very focused, though. I mean, it is a lot. We have a good time, but we get the job done. We get it done.
Well, it seemed like that was the most compassionate part, that you, when I asked that question, you just dove in, and it's just like when you just say, for instance, you turn the computer on. I mean, you know exactly where to hit the button. It's not like you have a brand new computer and you're looking for it, or you looking for the keys. When you start talking about producing, it just seemed like you went to a different level with that.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I thought that would have been number one.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, it's probably, if you're seeing me light up about it, is I'm recalling, and thinking about, it was like I was working with Selena Albright, I was working with Mike Reed, and all these great people, and it's exciting. Yeah, you get to that level, and you're, like before, like, it's just, okay, I've got this, this foundation of rhythm section, right? But the vocal comes in, and it's like, man, and it's Selena Albright, and it just adds a whole nother.
Isn't it beautiful when it pulls and come together?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's something that you created.
Yes. It is. It's just, yes, it feels great. And again, Selena, she's incredibly talented.
Okay.
And,
is there anything else more that we need to know about your very, very, I don't have the word for your music career. I mean, you do it all.
Yeah. And getting, I started out, a while back, like doing piano and some, just some instrumental stuff, and had to take a break for a while, and now getting back into it, the way that I want to be doing it, with a lot of time to be able to focus and, really, really go at it. So I just feel blessed to be able to do that.
Okay. So if you have anything else you want to say, I have one other question, unless you want to say something else.
I'm not sure. Well, just anybody who's listening in, thanks for joining, and thanks for joining, and check out not just check out my music, but check out these other great artists that I've talked about. Selena Albright, can't say enough good about her. Two of my favorite songs by her, Dishonest Smile.
Okay.
And Holding On.
Okay. Now, if there was a song that you want your audience to go listen to, what song would that be?
Oh, for my songs. I love Reach Into My Heart.
Okay.
I love Reach Into My Heart. It's so beautiful and it's so tender, and I love it. So yeah, that's Selena Albright and Abe LaMarca. I think it's a beautiful song. That's for vocals, for an instrumental. I mean, in the current song, Come On Down is really cool too. It's again, Selena just knocks it out of the park with the vocals. Faithfully LaDonna. Those three, I guess.
Okay. Well, this last question, we're just talking. And this question I want to ask you, I know you look 21.
Oh, no.
Yes, you look 21, and I'm not going there with no age.
No.
But if you had, at the age that you are now, and if you had to go back and talk to that 20-year-old young lady, what would you tell her?
What would I tell her?
Yes.
You know what? I would tell her, I would say, you're on the right track. Be patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we heard it all from Miss Laurie, and we're on our podcast radio interview. It's called We're Just Talking, and we're glad to have you here. And welcome to KGO Radio. I have you on the radio station, 2 songs on there. Excellent. And so it was a pleasure to interview you. And the best part about what I like about what I do, when I have people like you, just like I said the last time, your smile, and you've been smiling the whole time. You've been making me smile.
Oh, great. That's wonderful.
But I just want to thank you for letting us in a little bit on your life, about your exercising and your cooking and all of that good stuff. So there's a other part of life than just music, and there's other part than music than just your life. And so we heard it here first with Miss Laura Nicely.
Thank you so much, Kyle. I appreciate it. This has been wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right.
All right.